Hello, and welcome to the Healing Waters broadcast. I am your host, Marie Kennedy Groves, and I am so excited to have my good friend, Julie Uli. I never pronounce your name right.
Ulrich. That's right.
Ulrich. There, we'll get it right. I just always call her Julie. So, why do we need a last name? But I am so happy to have my friend with me today to talk about how to get over yourself and start that business.
Yeah.
So for the last few episodes of Healing Waters, we have been talking about becoming a money magnet.
I love that. That's one of my favorite subjects.
Yes, and we've had a lot of fun talking about that subject. So I thought it would just be amazing to talk to you, since you are an entrepreneurial spirited person and have had a lot of overcoming and getting to the place where you're at now. My friend Julie is the owner of the Retro Apron, where she makes desserts of all sorts. And let me just tell you right now, they are amazing. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
There is literally not one person that I know that has not tasted, or that has tasted her product, that has not been completely blown away by it. So I love referring you to people because I know they will always be so happy. So you have been in business now just over a year.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
That's amazing. So they always say that your first year in business is a very, very hard year.
Yeah.
Because of just learning how to navigate those waters. So I want to start with, I know that you had thought about this business for quite some time before you actually jumped in and did it.
I did.
How long was it that you have thought about the Retro Apron before you actually created it?
I would say anywhere from 2 to 3 years for sure. And it finally just got to the point where I was working on my own nerves and just knew that it was time to go ahead and start it. I was so sick and tired of thinking about it and not taking action. So just finally got to the point where I knew it was time to just jump ship and go big or go home and get it started.
So, okay, so I'm very curious because, I'm a life coach. And I have a lot of people that come to me that want to talk to me about breaking out into a business. And so my advice to them is never just to cut bait and run without a plan, without, making provision. I always say, if there's any way in the world that you can work a job and let that be your income that pays your bills and still start your business on the side, that's always the best scenario, if that's possible.
Right.
But sometimes I know that that's not altogether possible. I know with your business that really wasn't possible. So tell me what you did, to finally get to that place where you were like, okay, I'm putting as much in place as I possibly can to be a safety net.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm just going to jump in and I got to make this work.
Yeah. So no, I totally agree with what you're saying. It's definitely not always the best thing for somebody to just quit their job and go into something that they have no idea if it really is going to be successful or if they're going to be able to pay their bills or not. So obviously that's a big thing. Going back to money mindset, I think that's a really good place to start, because if you have that mindset of, just you are going to be a success, and you still might not be, but just having the right mindset. But I did put a few things into place, and I definitely know it's not possible for everybody just to quit their job and jump into business and sink or swim. For me, my situation, I don't have kids or anything like that, so it's not quite as scary. So I definitely can't speak for anybody that has children and has that, that pressure, and that's a whole nother world. And I am not really educated in that area to be able to speak to that. But one thing I did is I do have a roommate. I got a roommate not too long before I started my business. I could afford my rent very easily without one, but I figured that having that little bit of a safety net with having her income coming into me to help pay the rent.